We got some news to get into, some depressing news, honestly. Some really sad shit happening in 12.0.7. We're going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute. But before we do, let's get into some of the live game stuff going on, and then we'll jump into some more 12.0.7 updates. So buckle up, boys. This one's going to hit a little bit hard. Here we go. 12.0.5, reserve your own party in the Arcantina. That's right, our peers and our PPers, as you know, rejoice. You can now reserve the Arcantina for your own private party. Yes, or party with your privates is probably what most likely will be happening here. But for just 5 gold, you can essentially set an instance version of the Arcantina. You will kick everybody else out of the thing. And the cool thing is if anybody in your party or raid actually also pays 5 gold, you guys will all be instanced together, creating essentially what is a private room for you and your friends to do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't want to know what the fuck's going to happen here. There's going to be furry conventions and all kinds of shit going on. We know these powers will be used for the forces of evil. So, yeah, but it's a cool little feature if you want to reserve the Arcantina for whatever, you know, event that you want to do for your guild or whatever else. Yeah, that's now possible for just the low price of 5 gold. That's a 5 gold per person. So everyone who wants to join the party will have to pay 5 gold. Yeah, Blizzard's skimming some gold off of people. But there you go. That's a little update on the Arcantina. Moving on to this one here, guys. An easier way to get AOTC. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about as a man who gets AOTC all the time. There's an easier way to do this fight now, the Lura fight. So Lura, one of the challenges that people meet with her, especially in Heroic, is those Dawn Crystals, right? Those Dawn Crystals that people pick up. You essentially got to use them to shield the raid when the beams go off in the final phase. Well, while you're carrying the Dawn Crystal, if somebody gets hit with it while carrying the Dawn Crystal and they get hit with a Heaven's Glaives or a Dark Rune or whatever, it spreads out some little puddles that need to be soaked, or the raid will basically die. That's what ends up happening. So the more people you have running around with these crystals, the more problems you probably will have. 6 of these crystals are active at any time, so you'll have 6 people running around essentially with what is a landmine. That if they get hit, they could end up wiping the raid. Well, people found out a way to kind of get past this right here. It's the Safeguard Prism. So these Safeguard matrices that pop up around the boss, right? You DPS them down, and then the crystal comes out of the boss, basically, and then you pick them up. Every time you DPS down these matrices, you get 3 crystals. Now, this happens twice, leading to 6 crystals for each phase. Basically, what you want to do here is to DPS these crystals down like you normally would the first time they come up and get your 3 crystals. The second time around, you only DPS 2 of them down, leaving one of the matrices up until the phase ends, and then it'll just go away by itself. What ends up happening then is you don't get 3 more crystals. Now, the tougher thing about this is as long as one of these matrices are up, the boss will take 33% less damage for each one that is still up. So during that phase, the boss won't take as much damage, which means there could be a DPS check coming if you don't have big dick DPS to kind of make up for that moment where you weren't able to DPS the boss down because you left one of these matrices up. Also, obviously with less crystals, you got to kind of be a little bit more perfect with how you use them in final phase, right? You're only going to be able to take on basically 2 beams at that point. You will, you got to be ready for that. And like I said, basically have the DPS out there to be able to check this boss before a 3rd beam comes out at the final phase and kills everybody. Now, this is, it's a way to kind of avoid the fact that now you don't have 6 guys running around with these crystals that could blow up on people. Instead, you only got 2 or 3, right? So that's much better. Less problems to deal with. It is a new strategy people are using, but like I said, you better bring some big dick DPS if you want to use this strategy for sure. Must suck having a stream where your chat is better than you. Now, I built this fucking degenerate chat brick by brick. I'll take full credit for its degeneracy. It's absolutely wonderful. Speaking of degeneracy, Blizzard quietly adjusts the new Mageweave pants, and they're a little bit skimpier. That's right, boys. We got more crotch in WoW now, for sure. So the old Mageweave. So basically what happened here is we have the old Mageweave and the new Mageweave. And if you notice something, Blizzard covered up a bit more crotch here. And obviously people were very upset by this. There's a lot of guys out there who plays female characters. We know that. And they wanted a little bit more crotch back in the game. Well, Blizzard heard their complaints. And why fix like patch launches or anything else when you can fix crotches? So yeah, we have more crotch now in the game. They've now gone with the high cut like the original Mageweave set had in the game. So there we go. We got more crotch. now for all of you crotch enjoyers. I drink every time I say crotch, I guess. I said it a lot there. But yeah, that's the big update there. Huge game-changing moment for WoW. And I'm happy that the player base actually got what they wanted out of this one. Moving on to some interesting stuff about 12.0.7. We got more updates coming with this patch. New stuff every day kind of coming out. So let's get into some of the patch notes here for this one. The fungal world of Nagatal. I think that's how you say it. Will rotate on PTR today. So the new world of Nagatal will be testable on the PTR. Also kind of the hard mode of this, or the heroic world tier version of this. People will be testing that. So we'll see what some of that looks like. Get some feedback in terms of how that world looks and feels as people play through it today on the PTR. Unlocking heroic world tier, we talked about this just yesterday, will be done by defeating the base's world boss, Nexus Captain Lathier. You will need to exit the map, use the tier entrance to change the tier to heroic level by after completing the achievement of killing this world boss, and you'll be able to explore Nagatal in the added difficulty with added dangers, obviously, and added rewards, right? This is heroic world tier. You should be getting better shit out of it for doing things in a more difficult level. The Sporefall raid, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Obviously going live, this thing will be going available on Raid Finder, normal, heroic, and mythic difficulties. 15 to 25 man flex mythic rating, first time ever in WoW. And this one will be really cool because it'll be dropping those spore-fused gear items, right? They're going to be 9 item levels higher than any gear that currently drops in the game. Not upgradable, but obviously, big dick item levels. So people will be wanting a lot of gear from this raid. Looks like it's going to be a fun one. It's kind of cool that we're getting a new raid and a 0.7 patch, so that should be fun. We'll talk about this housing stuff in a little bit. And then for questing, it'll be a little bit easier for everybody out there, significantly increasing the amount of experience earned from things like Midnight Quest, First Time Delvers Call Quest, Midnight Dungeon Quests, Prey, and weekly Renown activities. So leveling up should just become that much more easy for everybody who's leveling up right now in the game. Maybe you're leveling some alts, whatever that may entail. Yeah, Blizzard's trying to make it a little bit easier to hit that cap level. Also in 12.0.7, ritual sites that are already fucking amazing in terms of loot and everything else, well, they're going to get a little bit better. That's right. We are getting a tier 6 of these ritual sites that'll be giving us myth track crests, guys. Yeah, we're going to be getting myth crests out of these things, a new way to get myth crests, a new way for solo players to continue to grind out gear, get better shit. We already know that right now, tier 5 challenges give the best single player loot in the vault possible right now at 269. And now you're going to be able to get even better. So I don't know what the loot is going to be from this thing in terms of vault. But what I do know is that you'll be getting a myth track Dawn Crest out of this thing. There's also a new stage. There are also a new multi-stage ritual site studies, weeks 1 through 3 quests related to advancing ritual site achievement, which appears to lead players through trying all of the difficulty different challenges. The follow-up quests have not yet been data mined or made visible in the PTR, so it's not clear exactly what this might lead to just yet through the Ritual Breaker title, though the Ritual Breaker title can be earned through the Pinnacle Ritual Work achievement before the conclusion of Midnight. So you got a new title coming, new achievements coming, probably more items coming. Like I said, ritual sites, super buffed, they're just getting more buffed, and yeah, probably the best solo content in the game right now. And still fun to do, even with 5 people. Like I said, we did a tier 5 ritual site on stream. 5-man group, put all the affixes on at the same time and ran through that thing. It was fun. A little bit of a challenge, maybe. Not really. It wasn't too bad. And we got the achievement and everything else. So yeah, ritual sites continuing to be relevant in 12.0.7. And here comes some depressing news. I feel like I got to change the music for this one. I really do. I feel like I gotta go sadder here. Guys, R.I.P. R.I.P. Because we are losing one of the best lore characters in the game. That's right. Lorewalker Cho will be leaving us in 12.0.7, replaced by his apprentice, Lily. I don't know why this is happening. It's depressing. It's sad. Lorewalker Cho and his voice actor, the same voice actor as Winnie the Pooh, is one of the best things that have happened to the game in quite a while. I think lore walking is straight up enjoyable, and one of the reasons it's extremely enjoyable is because of that voice actor. He's amazing. His voiceovers of the lore and everything that we do during the quests with him are just so much fun. I enjoy listening to his soothing vocals a lot, and for some reason, Blizzard has decided, well, he's going to get replaced with Lily going forward in 12.0.7. Now, I personally hope that this is not like some kind of something is wrong health-wise with the voice actor who voices for Lorewalker Cho, but unfortunately, he will no longer be with us in the next patch. I don't know if he's coming back, but for now, it looks like Lily will be the one doing lore walking going forward. Hopefully, this isn't some kind of just, replace the male character or the female character. We've seen quite a lot of that. Hopefully not, but for going forward, that's what's going to happen. Also, we have some news that the next lore walking, we already know there's going to be a lore walking quest around Loa, right? We're getting some kind of Loa exploration thing going forward at 12.0.7. We also know that now we're going to be getting a Thrall one after the Loa one. So here it is, Thrall coming out. He's going to, the Green Jesus himself. We're going to get some lore walking related to him, so that could be cool stuff. I'm excited for the Loa one, for sure. I guess it's going to be Lily that takes us through it, so we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, we're getting into some Loa, and then it looks like we already know now that the next one will in fact be Thrall, so that looks pretty cool. Moving on to some player housing shit. I haven't talked about player housing in a little while here. The outdoor budget is being increased in 12.0.7. We already know that light fixtures and housing, outdoor stuff like lighting is going to change in 12.0.7. And I guess with all the added lights and shit, people are asking for more items. The budget is being increased by 40%. 40%, that's right, for outdoor budgets. So 40% increase on the amount of items that you can use outdoor. That significant increase obviously coming with all the outdoor shit people are getting. Maybe you're using that heart steel to buy a lot of new decor items that you want to put outside. I don't know. But yeah, 40% increase the amount of shit that you can put outside your house. Yeah, people are going to freaking absolute level this shit out. And one more cool thing. I haven't been talking a lot about housing lately. It's a thing in the game that a lot of people enjoy. Maybe I'm not one of them, and that's okay. But these guys did something crazy. These guys were able to create a double plot house. That's right, a double plot house. This is absolutely cool. What they basically did was built two homes at the very corner edges of their lots and then connected them via a bridge that went over the two corner plot, basically the two corners. So it looks like one fucking house, but it's actually two homes built on two separate lots connected via a bridge that meets at the absolute base corner of those two lots. So pretty cool stuff. I didn't even know this was possible, but there, look at that, two friends. They sitting up there too. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, the player creativity in terms of housing, I don't think it's ever going to end. I mean, these guys just keep coming up with ways to do shit, new things coming in the game. Like I said before, building at the very corner. I think there's points here where they actually show the two corners. Yeah, look at the corners right there. Literal tiny little overlap, and they were able to connect them by creating these items and then putting them up there. So nice stuff. Obviously, something that, another creative moment that Blizzard probably didn't intend for, and yet here it is, a double-decker freaking house connected via a bridge over two separate lots. Pretty cool stuff. Nice things people keep doing in the game. We'll keep reporting on this shit as it happens. It came from this channel right here, Building Mouse. I guess they do a bunch of player housing shit. And for today, that is all in terms of news.